Yo YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the history of Geometry Dash's hardest levels by Fresh Lake Water. You know, I realized I haven't reacted to a video in a while and I need free content. So here we go. The history of Geometry Dash top ones. You know, I beat Bloodbath, which I'm pretty sure was a previous top one. I'm pretty much to go to this game. Just easy as this. But here we go.
The hardest challengers, and not just Geometry Dash, but in all of
gaming.
Okay.
Oh, whoa!
The toughest levels is one of rivalry, bravery, and victory. And today we'll talk about how a couple dozen players pushed this game to its.
He's talking about,
limit.
dude. He's literally talking about me.
Top levels today. Would you believe me if I said that they actually used to be hated and disliked into oblivion? Back in the day, players wanted to show off by collecting as many stars as possible.
I don't understand star grinding personally.
A Rock creator came along and built a level that really deserved a rating of, say, 30 stars when it could only be given 9 max. You can imagine how badly people reacted to that.
Whoa!
Fates of Demon Park by M2 Cole.
Demon Park, I've never played this level. I've literally never played this
level when I can play an easier one and get the same amount of stars. Unlike the rest of the crowd though, RobTop was very impressed by how M2 Cole pushed the limits of his game. And to honor it, he added the new demon difficulty in the next update.
Demon! I get it!
Profile, letting this tiny change would start a huge years-long journey to see just how far players can push this game.
Think about it now. Like, I'm going for Bloodlust.
With
it's a pretty hard level. I'm pretty sure it's like top 200, I think, right?
But in the beginnings of this game's history, the top spot would switch hands many times. By early 2014, Element 111 RG found itself on top, making it both the hardest level in the game and the most mysterious.
I could beat that level easy if I tried. This is 2014, right? So do you think people could beat this level now? Because this is like 11 years later, or 11 years ago.
Secret way was
I could probably beat it, like maybe like
first
try for real.
The level was later deleted by its creator for unknown reasons and lost to time. This left Silent Club in the #1 spot, another near impossible map. Why do I say that? Well, the second you enter it, you're greeted with this. Nobody could get past his crazy spam parts, especially on their crappy smartphones. By this point, Geometry Dash wasn't even available on PC yet.
Damn, mobile gaming.
Element 111.
Hey, I used to play Geometry Dash on my phone or my iPad.
Fine. Even though there wasn't
like
a secret way, the creator couldn't have possibly beaten it without hacking or something. Because the level was so far out of everybody's reach, people began going after maps that were right below us. Just as you should be going after that juicy subscribe button and
alright, bro.
In January of 2015, GG Boys Cataclysm was
Cataclysm, I beat that too. Yo, all these levels I beat. I literally beat every single level in this game ever created. This is actually crazy.
Intimidating. Look at this fast wave part at the beginning, which also changed your size and forced you into tight gaps.
I feel like Cataclysm is, for me, Cataclysm is literally the worst out of the
confessed to hacking the level. People wondered if pros started using their keyboards and mice instead of their greasy, nasty smartphones.
Hey, my hands are clean.
Surprise of everyone,
I'm just black.
The rising Korean star Cyclic would give it a go. He'd work through the level, and in May of 2015, the impossible became the possible.
Wow. Yo, that was bars right there, bro.
Later, just a few days after,
Cataclysm was beaten legitimately 10 years ago.
But these 4 survivors of the Cataclysm weren't satisfied yet. Cyclic had shown the world how far the game could be pushed, and players everywhere wondered just how much farther they could go. An elite team of creators began cooking up a level that would build off Cataclysm's theme, but dwarf it in difficulty.
Oh, here we go.
Bloodbath.
Yeah, my favorite level.
He was one of the first to beat Cataclysm,
favorite extreme demon, not favorite level. Favorite extreme demon.
100% become the #1 level in the game. Not wanting to be left behind in the race for the top, Cyclic began building his own map, Sonic Wave. Its light blue theme contrasted Bloodbath's dark red, but its difficulty far surpassed it. Sonic Wave was what you'd get if you took that fast section from the beginning of Cataclysm and stretched it throughout the entire
level. Who would want to play that? That just seems not fun.
Was unbelievably unbelievable. Like,
This
it
is
was
fun.
literally unbelievable. With the recent exposal of one of Geometry Dash's most popular players, people were getting more watchful.
Is that Decode? I don't think Decode is an extreme demon. Unless it is. If it's an extreme demon, then I'm actually like better than this game than I thought. Like,
I mean, at 100% speed, does this look possible to you?
Okay, I've like, heard that comment before. Like, what is that comment like referring to? Because someone, when I beat Decode, someone commented that to me, and I was like, what?
Riot was still making steady progress on Bloodbath, especially thanks to a shiny new 144 Hz monitor.
Oh wow! I'm pretty sure my monitor now is 144 Hz.
High frame rates are useful in all video games, as they reduce input lag and make the game feel smoother. But in Geometry Dash before update 2.2, high FPS monitors were absolutely crucial for competitive play because they literally broke the game in a good way.
Well, you know what? I beat Bloodbath on a shitty ass laptop using spacebar, so maybe I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I'm actually like the best player of all time.
So what do you get when you give one of the greatest players of the era a 144 Hz monitor?
He beats it.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, he's about to blow! Oh my god!
Competitive Geometry Dash was a locked door, and the key to it was a crap ton of money for expensive equipment.
Competitive Geometry
Dash. You could do some pretty impressive stuff playing on 60 Hz or mobile, but if you wanted to play in the big leagues, you had to pay up, and that's shown by the fact that it took months for anyone else besides Riot to clear the level, and the ones who did were all playing on 144 Hz. Because Quasar was the first survivor of the Bloodbath, he was chosen to verify a remake of it some passionate creators were building. The level took what made Bloodbath so hard, the straight fly and the tough timings, and pushed it even farther, even extending it by an entire minute. That's what I'm
going for next, guys. Right here, Bloodlust.
Task, as you can see,
it's gonna be so, it's really Bloodbath, but like a little, like one or two more spikes. Like, it shouldn't be that bad.
Bad hand pain. It would hurt after being on for just 10 minutes. So Quasar's
I don't understand the hand pain. Like, I never get cramps or anything when I'm playing this game. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, smashing the keyboard?
He wasn't one of the first to be Bloodbath, clearing it 3 months after Quasar, and he wasn't that well known either. So people doubted whether he was skilled enough. I mean, would you trust him? If you wanted to pick someone to verify the hardest level in the game, who would you go with? The number 1 player or number 9? Taking on Bloodlust wasn't simply carrying a torch. It was more like carrying a 2001 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Would he really be able to get the job done? We'll find out after a quick message from today's sponsor, War Thunder. Though everybody questioned his skill, he would silence the doubters by making quick progress on the level.
Damn.
Gun. Meanwhile, there was some shifting around on the demon list, and the Thanatos would find itself on top. The map was a smidge harder than Bloodbath and verified.
Wait, what level was this?
A very skilled player.
Thanatos? Have I heard of that?
Was a hacker.
Ever heard of that before?
I guess some things never change. I don't know how he thought he'd get away with this for a second. The video was so obviously no clip that people laughed the verification off. Despite this, Rock Top still rated it. Don't ask me why. Another hack top one.
And thought I can't read that.
Thankfully, the player Sonics was here to save the day and beat it legitimately.
Yay!
And was not far behind. Wait, Noble Boy? Wasn't he supposed to be playing Bloodlust? Throughout the verification,
took a break.
He tended
to leave him alone!
I mean, we thought Cataclysm was impossible until someone determined enough came along and cleared it.
It was me, guys. It was literally me. I literally beat.
This was the hardest level he had played up to this point.
Okay,
and, well,
Decode.
Going for Sonic Wave was a huge jump, but this
it is a jump. I don't know why you would do that to yourself,
especially because he wasn't playing on the same version of Sonic Wave that Cyclic had created. No. He took what was already a near impossible map and buffed it even more to the point that progress into the new year.
Montage? Yo, look at him go. Going with the. Oh, shoot.
98. Just a
couple. He needed to relax with the scream. Okay, like, I would never die past 90% first off, but even if I did, I would never scream about it, bro. I would never.
But that 98% fail would be the farthest either of them would get. And with Cyclic coming out to confirm everyone's suspicions and admitting to hacking Sonic Wave, players were losing hope. Thankfully, in the summer, new faces joined the Sonic Wave.
It was I!
Where was especially interesting.
When I come in,
Just
guys?
came out of nowhere, beating the hardest levels in the game with ease. And now they were coming close to clearing Sonic Wave, which was really abnormal. No normal player can just jump in and dominate the competitive scene. And if you suspected something sketchy was going on, you'd be right. Core was not one, but many. A secret group made up of Geometry Dash's best. One guy beat Cataclysm for them, another beat Bloodbath, and wouldn't you know it, Mifui was the one playing Sonic Wave for them. Why would they even do that, you might ask?
Mufasa?
Well, is Sonic's just going to swoop in and take the verification? Especially with Riot on the cusp of beating it? Out of respect for him, Sonic's agreed to wait until Riot verified the level.
Bro, fuck respect. Fuck the 4 foot. Like, bro, just do it, bro. Just do it,
Sonic Wave, practicing the map, and then he beat it accidentally, ending the year-long race to clear the level.
Well, there you go.
It was so impressive that people brushed off the promise he made.
It was in practice, so it doesn't count.
He'd unsurprisingly quit the game soon after.
Damn.
Though Sonic Wave was easily the hardest level in the game, it would often find itself placed at number 2, even number 3 at one point. Why? Well, just put yourself in the shoes of a Geometry Dash fan in 2017.
2017, 8 years ago.
Overhyping their hard projects, hoping to snag a bit of fame. So when someone beat one of these tough maps, it was very easy to get swept up in the excitement and place it at number 1. Especially with, and Sonic Wave would only be properly dethroned well over a year later by Plasma Pulse Finale.
What the frick is that?
This map wouldn't hold the top spot for long. While Sonics was Sonicsing with Sonic Wave, Nobleboy was Nobleboy with
Sonicsing with Sonic Wave.
In 2017,
yo,
he was making
I like the alliteration.
slow but
Jesus
steady
Christ.
progress, achieving new highs every few weeks.
97. Imagine dying there. Imagine dying.
If he got that far, he could surely do it again and pull through.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's actually just painful to
like,
watch.
Please don't, like, when I beat this level one day, because it's gonna happen, obviously. But when I beat this level, I just do not want to die at, like, not, like, that little, that final stretch there, like, 97 to 98, where you got to go to the mini fly, like, the wave, like, I just don't want to die there, to do it all over again.
Rage increased.
Like, imagine.
It was clear that the grind was taking a toll on him, but he couldn't give up. He couldn't give in and prove everyone who doubted him right. He just couldn't. And
couldn't do it.
Through the rage and the disappointments, he'd keep on fighting.
You gotta go,
when
bro.
2018 rolled around, Nobleboy had officially spent well over a year trying to beat this monstrous level. And even though he was trying his best, people were getting impatient. There were multiple players of Raisin had enough of it. He got his hands on a leaked copy of Bloodlust and began making quick progress on the level, aiming to verify it himself. Many thought he should drop it out of respect for Nobleboy. After all, he essentially owned the level and had already invested hundreds of hours of playtime into it. But Crazen thought, if he can't do it, I will. This was
it's like, if you can't do it, screw it, you know?
The community sided with them, and Crazen was overwhelmingly pressured to drop the level. Such a scare must have pushed Nobleboy to pause and reflect. He couldn't just let this new gen kid disrespect him like that. He had to lock in and finish.
It's time to lock in, Nobleboy.
1.5 years, 120,000 attempts, and 1,000 hours of playtime down, Geometry Dash had its new hardest level. You'd think it would take months for anyone else.
This is 2018, so we still have like a lot. But yeah, you probably got like
you'd be dead wrong.
Amethyst.
Just 2 weeks after Nobleboy, Skullo cleared the map. Skullo and Sonics didn't have fancy high FPS monitors, probably because they couldn't afford them. So instead, they used a hack called the FPS bypass that basically makes your game act like it's running on a high frame rate.
Oh, well, I mean,
dog crap potato monitor. At the time, this tool was banned because, well, it was hacking. And because Skullo and Sonics were exposed for using it, they were shunned from the competitive community and their records were considered illegitimate. Years in the top spot for a while. It was in a league of its own in terms of difficulty, and it would take a year for it to be overtaken by Zodiac. The level was hacked onto the servers by its verifier, but thankfully the player player technical was here to save the day and beat it legit. I love how history repeats itself. But of course, as you know by now, top levels don't stay up there for long. There's always someone to come along and push the limit even further, whether they be a
probably even lower now because this video was made a while ago.
And the next jump in difficulty would be something we've never seen before. Though Riot quit the competitive scene back in 2017, he'd pop back into the community for one last secret project.
Oh, I think I'm watching a summoning
Riot
song
and his
video.
team of creators felt the time was right to revive the level, now called Tartarus. The map does show its age. It's very dark and not the most attractive thing in the world, but the sheer madness.
Are you talking about me or the level?
Riot hacked the level onto the servers, leaving the map open for anyone brave enough to beat, and people got right onto it, recording some good runs here and there, hoping to become the winner of Riot's race. But players would soon realize
he keeps showing this
how
game.
much
What is this game? Is
this
this
task
NGD?
would be, and eventually drop it, leaving the map to be forgotten, just as it had been back in the day. I mean, just look at this. Could you blame them? The word Tartarus is literally, and as people's eyes were focused on the newly verified Zodiac, the player Molzy would turn back to Tartarus and start grinding it. Despite the fact that he was dealing with wrist pains and a part-time job, he'd quickly make fast progress on the level, soon getting the world record run. All eyes were on him. Nobody else was skilled enough, or should I say courageous enough, to take on the Tartarus beast. And seeing him make real good progress into 2019 was absolutely fascinating. And in March, he'd reach a new high of 91%.
Damn.
And though it was a very inspirational story, it would also end up causing his downfall. Remember,
he died?
Other players were stepping in and trying to catch up. The player Dolphy was
fresh. Got Molzy, Dolphy?
But of course, things are never that simple. The nerves got to him. You can tell in his voice just how demotivating this was. And from this point, he'd take a break from the level. He could surely afford
no, bro, no breaks. No, I can't even say that.
A couple clicks away from the finish line. But as Molzy's break went from a weeks-long one to a months-long one, other competitors were stepping in, and Dolphy would soon come back to lead the way. In December, he'd quickly record a 78% run,
Not
then
bad.
91. He was doing what took Molzy a couple of months in a couple of days, and as you can imagine, this was absolutely horrifying for him. But Dolphy would keep going, getting farther and farther into the level.
Does he beat it? They both died in 98. Oh no, did he die in 97? I'm pretty sure.
What the fuck?
History doesn't repeat itself, but it sure as hell rhymes. And while Mifui never beat Sonic Wave after his fail,
98%.
and Nobleboy took another couple of months on Bloodlust, Dolphy would clear Tartarus.
I can't think of any levels I died at 98%. I think I died at 98% at Acropolis.
At the finish line. Players
Definitely
couldn't
Acropolis.
believe what had just happened. There was no way
I don't think any other levels I died that
Russian guy
far.
just raced ahead of
I guess
Molzy,
Feature Funk
who had
99.
stuck
But
with, even though his recordings had clicks and everything looked fine, players began digging up evidence to prove themselves right. Dolphy must be hiding something. He's
gotta be cheating.
Dolphy has the export hack on his computer. Dolphy's clicks sound fake. It's like they're sped up. He must have recorded in hacked half speed and sped the footage back up. Though their evidence was questionable for reasons we'll get into, everyone believed it. Dolphy was trying to prove his innocence, but the language barrier didn't help at all. To make matters even more complicated, Molzy himself would clear the level a month later, and he was being considered the real verifier of Tartarus, with RobTop rating his version over Dolphy's. Thankfully, other English players stepped in to argue on Dolphy's behalf, disputing the evidence they brought up. I mean, if players look just a bit deeper beyond the loud, eye-catching titles
exposing
of
Dolphy,
they'd realize the same thing too. Dolphy never streamed, but neither did tons of other top players who weren't good in front of cameras. He had the Xbox hack on his computer, but that didn't mean he used it on Tartarus. And about Dolphy's clicks sounding sped up, here's some footage of him playing with a hand cam. Doesn't look sped up, does it? Dolphy's innocence was proved. However, Molzy still had the official version of Tartarus on his account. He had two choices. Either keep it there so he could soak in a bit of that extra fame, or he could ask RobTop to move the rated version to Dolphy's account because, you know, he beat it first, fair and square. player. And in a true act of sportsmanship, he did just that. The one who
I mean, I guess that's fair.
Dolphy's
I guess that's
victory
fair.
was the one who made things right in the end. Wright and his team
I guess
sure
that's
as
fair.
hell
But did you at least get some
succeeded in
cash
building
and
the toughest level in the
compensation?
game, while
Like,
other players would
need
soon
something in
trickle
return,
in
you know
and
what
clear
I'm
the
saying?
map. The Geometry Dash community was filled with unreasonable people, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. Weeks turned into months, and months turned into a year, and people were just edging
So are we in
Tartarus
2020?
off, especially because by this
Or is this
point,
still
the
2019?
FPS bypass was finally allowed for competitive play,
Wow.
and you could crank it up all the way to 360. A pro team of creators remade and super buffed the infamous Sonic Wave, and when the top player Zanny got his hands on the level, now called Sonic Wave Infinity, people were ready to see Tartarus go down. His progress was steady, with him hitting good milestones every few weeks. Alongside this map, Dill's Stick was making his way through another top level named Abyss of Darkness, making two maps gunning.
This is probably 2020. I'm gonna assume this is 2020.
Putting in to make the next big jump in difficulty. And in May, Zanny got close, like real close.
This is technically 98 without the end screen.
Okay, I know this is the third time I've shown them a Fuey clip, but it's just so funny seeing how things like this repeat over time. Even though you can
Not for me. I would never die at
at
98 on any
going
level,
through.
like, ever.
Thankfully,
Besides
Zanny
that one
pushed
time I
through
did.
the
Or
crazy
maybe
the
twice. I don't know how many
and
times.
relentlessly
Anyway.
So Tartarus was overthrown, right?
Yeah.
Well, not quite. It
Okay.
was expected to place number 1, and Zanny said it was number 1, but when pros got their hands on it, they said it was actually number 3. A huge disappointment. Dethroning Tartarus would be a lot harder than we thought, but hey, at least we got a new RGB on the top of the
That's
demon
fair.
list, and this time it was actually in the right order. Such perfection. With Sonic Wave Infinity failing, attention shifted to Ultra Kuua's Arcturus and Trek's Firework. Both were top levels aiming to knock
heard of
out
Firework.
Tartarus, and
Man,
both were on
have I
the
heard of
brink
Arcturus
being
before?
verified. Whoever beat their level first would be cemented in Geometry Dash history as the slayer of Tartarus. The stakes couldn't get any higher. Meanwhile, Riot and his team were back cooking up another level. Tartarus was thought to be his last project in the game, but Riot had another map up his sleeve. The sequel to the level that started this entire journey, but from the looks of it, it wasn't above Tartarus difficulty.
No?
Maybe somewhere in the top 10.
Acheron.
Though this
Okay,
would
I've
be
heard
the
of this one
last we'd
before,
hear of it.
definitely.
Ultra Kuua took down Arcturus, and so Tartarus was surely overthrown this time, right? Ah, if only things were that simple. Rob Top refused to rate it. Even though Ultra Kuua put his blood and sweat into verifying the level, the map's quality was questionable. It was far too short, not even a minute long.
I'm not short. I'm 5'11".
And so, without Rob Top's approval, it joined Sonic Wave Infinity in the list of failed Tartarus killers. To make things even worse, Dill's Stick would get a crushing 98% fail on Abyss of Darkness twice. After pouring tens of thousands of attempts for this moment, the fails just hurt. And he dropped it out of frustration. A third level joined the list of failed top 1s. Dethroning Tartarus seemed like an inhuman task.
So what level dethroned it? We've been at this for 10 minutes! Are we still... what year are we in? I think we're in 2020.
It's ridiculous.
Slaughterhouse. Oh my
fit
god.
the map's crude name.
That's impossible.
It wasn't just harder than Tartarus, it was a wide jump ahead, and the level was given to a secret elite group of players to verify, one of them being the now infamous Space UK.
Give it to me, guys. Give it to me.
Infamous? Well, just a week after it was given to him.
He good, bro.
I can react, otherwise I'm gonna cough so much.
He beat it. In just a week, he breezed through Slaughterhouse without breaking a sweat.
Maybe the guy's just him. You ever thought about that? Maybe the guy is literally just him.
Who cleared the new hardest level in the game in
a
literally
week.
a couple
He's just that guy.
days. You're smart. You know what he did. When I said he was inhuman, I literally meant inhuman. The difficulty ceiling was raised, but not in a good way. And unfortunately, nobody would catch on to what he was doing for a long time. Trick would follow up Space UK's slaughterhouse by beating Firework a few days later.
Okay,
and because
okay.
Rob Top is Rob Top, he didn't just rate those 2 levels, but Arcturus too, all at the same time. The community went into a frenzy trying to determine which of the levels was the hardest, and this is where Geometry Dash history gets real complicated.
Oh
the
god,
demon list
we're getting into the dark
perfect.
ages.
It'll never be.
Maybe,
its
I don't know.
placements aren't objective. They're based on that Space UK guy was looked upon as the most skilled, most popular player in the game. His take on a level mattered.
He's just really good, guys. He's just really good at the game.
Varium, who beat the map
He's just really good.
ages before Space UK even touched Slaughterhouse. Even though the grind was absolutely brutal and the level was way harder than Tartarus, Space UK said that it wasn't, and whatever Space said was heard, though it would soon be challenged up there. Remember Acheron, right? Sequel to Tartarus? Well, like its big brother, the level was made open for anyone brave enough to beat, sparking yet another race.
You saying my goat?
The absolute mental torture that comes.
Guys, it's really not torture. Like, I could beat all these levels for real, but I just don't have the time, like, or something.
Literally everybody who's played on Zoic's version of Acheron absolutely hated it, including himself, which goes to show just how much players will sacrifice to see how far this game can go. Space UK, already the king of the game, sat back and agreed that Acheron was harder than Slaughterhouse. Until literally a few days later when he switched up and said it wasn't. And well, you already know how powerful his opinion was. It just bugs me, you know? The same thing would happen to a whole list of other levels.
Abyss of Darkness
than Slaughterhouse that were cleared after.
Okay, well, why are they taking this man's word as the gospel?
Thankfully, because everybody else thought Acheron was #1, it eventually became #1. Good job on verifying the top demon, Zoink. You want to see me do it again? Wait, what?
Wait, what level is this?
Furnace right now.
You beat another top level? Amazing. Yeah. You want to see me do it again? What the fuck?
Oh, Tidal Wave. How did I forget about Tidal? Like, I'm actually a fraud. Like, why am I even watching this?
Monster.
Tidal Wave.
He was like Space UK, but actually legit. And not only did he take down Slaughterhouse, he buried it. We've spoken about the greatest players this game has ever seen. Riot, Sonic's,
Soullspa, like, it's crazy.
Time in the future where levels like Tidal Wave are out of the top 100. And if that sounds crazy to you, keep in mind that Bloodlust was considered the pinnacle of difficulty. And now, it's not even in the top 100.
It's not even in the top 150.
Wave, a Thanatos,
crazy.
Bloodbath, I could go on and on. You know, now that you think of it, does a human limit even exist? I mean, we thought we hit it with Cataclysm, then Cyclic came along. We thought it was over with
I mean, it's
Wave,
like,
then Sonics came along.
I don't know.
We thought we reached it with Tartarus, then
it's like,
came along. It would
if
be
a level
naive to
keeps
think
getting
that
harder,
opponents would
you just
stop
practice
with
it
any
until
other
it's
level.
like not
So I guess if you
hard
could
to you
take
anymore. Does that
anything
even
from
make
this
sense?
video,
No.
it's that
Kinda.
limits are just meant to be broken.
That's true. That's true. That's what I wanted to say, guys. Limits are meant to be broken.
Oh my God.
And yeah, my heart is broken. Come back, please. That was a good video. Thank you, First Lake Water, for the video. The history of Geometry Dash's hardest levels. You already know I like free content. I mean, it's like my thing. You know, I just like I love free content. Like for me, it's like, can I be in these levels? Hell no. Do I care enough to? Probably not. If you like the video, go ahead and subscribe to me. We're at 4.25K. Let's try to get more. Let's try to get some subscribers, alright? Like, we kind of fell off. I already know that. But you know what? I'm trying to get back going, alright? That's why I'm trying to upload more videos, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah. But yeah, subscribe, please. Just do it. But, until next time, keep yourself bright and pure. And I'll see you on the next video. Eat a salad.